Hello everyone, my name is Hassan. I am student. I love learning new thing. Today I will talk about the evaluation of Q command. Thank you.
Go by.
What does mean?
I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Do you want to explain it to me?
When do people say shh?
Usually when they're trying to get someone to be quiet. It's that universal signal for stop talking right now, whether it's in a library or someone's about to jump out and scare you.
Why do people use to ask for silence?
So it's kind of funny because it's an imitation of a physical action. It's basically a way of mimicking the sound of a rushing wind or a breath, which naturally cuts through other noise without being a loud shout. Plus, it's a simple, instinctive sound that doesn't require a specific language to work. Do you think it's a polite way to ask for silence?
It's used in every country.
It really is. Like, it's one of those rare things that just works everywhere, regardless of where you're from. I wonder if it's just built into the human operating system.
Wow, usually say shh.
You're right. The sound itself is just that one sharp exhale. It's almost like a sonic shortcut for please, just a second. Do you find it more annoying or helpful when people do it to you?
When did people start using shh?
That's a great question. I've always found it fascinating how some sounds just feel instinctive, and it turns out the sha sound might actually be pre-linguistic. Some people think it's linked to the soothing sounds babies hear in the womb, while others think it might have been a way for ancestors to warn each other about danger. In English, it's tied to a Middle English word from the 1300s, highest, which is where we get hush and shush in. Pretty wild to think a simple sound has that much history. Does that make it feel more like a tool or a reflex to you?
Why is silence important?
It gives your brain a chance to actually catch up with everything. When the world is constantly shouting at us, silence is where you can actually hear your own thoughts and process things. It's kind of the space where the best ideas usually show up. Do you find it easy to get some quiet time for yourself?
How does shh help in communication?
It's just all about the pacing. Silence acts like punctuation in a conversation. Without it, everything just runs together. But a well timed pause lets the other person actually digest what you just said and gives them space to respond thoughtfully. It's basically the difference between a lecture and a real connection. Do you think you're someone who fills every gap in a conversation, or do you prefer the pauses?
What sound is made in shh?
Hey, that's a sh sound too. Just like when you're asking for silence, it's that same fricative sound where you push air through a narrow gap in your teeth and lips.
Is she a word or a sound?
It's definitely more of a sound, is an onomatopoeia, which is just a fancy way of saying the word sounds like the thing it's describing. So it's basically a vocalized gesture. Actually, I've got to let you know that our time is almost up for this session. We're hitting the 5-minute mark, so we'll have to stop here. You can always call me back later to pick this up.
Can children understand shh?
They usually do since it's such an instinctive sound. But as I mentioned, we're just about out of time for this session. I'd love to dive more into that when you call me back.
Why do teachers use shh?
It's a quick way to grab attention without having to yell. But we really are out of time now. So I'll have to say goodbye. I can't wait to hear from you when you call back.
Do parents use with babies?
I've heard. Hey, that was quick. Welcome back.
Do parents use with babies?
Wait, do you mean if parents use sh with ease, or are you asking about something else?
Is constraint polite?
I'm not entirely sure what you mean by constricted quality. Are you talking about the sound of the voice when someone says sh, or something more like the technical side of how the sound is made?
What are other ways to ask for silence?
There are plenty of ways to do it depending on how much of a rush you're in. You've got the classic finger to the lips, which is pretty universal. Then there are the more direct approaches like quiet down or hush, or if you're in a classroom, some teachers do that rhythmic clapping thing to get everyone's attention. Do you usually prefer a subtle hint or something more obvious?
Why do people need quick place?
I'm guessing you're talking about those quick signals for silence, right? It's mostly about efficiency. When you're in a situation where talking more would just add to the noise, a quick gesture or a sound like shh does the job without escalating the volume. It's like a shortcut for the brain. Do you think some signals work better than others?
Is used in libraries?
Absolutely. It's practically the official language of libraries. It's the fastest way to let someone know they're being a bit too loud without having to start a whole conversation about it. Do you think the psh in a library feels different than the one you'd get from a parent?
Why is silence important in school?
It gives you a way to actually question how the world works instead of just taking things at face value. It turns curiosity into a method. Plus, there's something about a chemistry lab
Why?
or
How
a biology project that makes you feel like you're actually discovering something in real time. Wait, which part are you asking about? Are you wondering why science is important or how the experience of discovering things in school actually feels?
how does noise affect learning?
It can be a real struggle. Noise usually acts like a distraction that forces your brain to work twice as hard just to filter out the irrelevant sounds so you can focus on that actual lesson. Can make it really tough to retain information or think deeply when your mind is constantly being pulled away by whatever is happening in the background. I've heard that some people actually find a bit of ambient noise helpful, but when it's erratic or loud, it's usually a deal breaker for concentration. Do you find that you need total silence to get things done?
Can animal respond to
Do you mean if animals can respond to or if they respond to noise in general?
is used in movies?
Wait, I'm a little lost. Are you saying that animals responding to is something you saw in a movie, or are we talking about a specific film?
How is show in cartoon?
In cartoons, it's usually way more dramatic than in real life. They often lean into the visual side of it, like a character putting their finger to their lips with a huge exaggerated expression, or the sound being stretched out for comedic. Actually, I have to stop you right there because our time is almost up for this session. You can always call me back in a minute, keep chatting, but wanted to let you know before you got cut off. Talk soon.
Does body language sports?
Wait, you're throwing a whole list of topics at me. I'm really curious to hear where you're going with this, but as I mentioned, our session is about to end. Call me back in a second and we can dive into any of those.
Why do people put a finger on their lips?
It's basically a visual shortcut. It's a way to communicate, stop talking without actually having to make more noise to tell someone to be quiet. Plus, it's a gesture that's pretty much recognized across different cultures, so it works even if you don't speak the same language. I'm still really curious about that list.
Is understood without word.
Uh,
Is understood without word.
I'm assuming you're still thinking about shh, right? If you mean if that sound is